SCP-6059. Have you ever had an enlightened experience in a ball pit? Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. The Chuck E. Cheese establishment formerly housing SCP-6059 has been seized by Foundation personnel under the cover of a major health code violation. The former structure has been converted into a Foundation site. All civilians recorded as having formerly interacted with SCP-6059 have been appropriately amnesticized. All children exposed to SCP-6059 are to be monitored for future unusual behavior, including but not limited to religious fanaticism, unusual ritualistic behavior, involvement in fringe religions. SCP-6059 is to be fed Chuck E. Cheese brand pizza twice daily. Any complaints from SCP-6059 regarding the quality of pizza provided are to be disregarded. Once a month, SCP-6059's pit should be emptied and refilled with plastic balls of the same brand used by standard Chuck E. Cheese establishments. SCP-6059 is permitted to have enrichment activities as a reward for good behavior. Description: SCP-6059 is an amorphous creature, approximately the size of an average human toddler, composed of a mixture of plastic, vomit, pizza sauce, and trace amounts of feces and urine. While amorphous, it is capable of shaping a crude head and mouth. Two plastic balls placed atop its head with drawn-on pupils serve as its eyes. It is unclear if these eyes are functional. SCP-6059 lives in a ball pit formerly located in a Chuck E. Cheese establishment. SCP-6059 is incapable of leaving the confines of its ball pit despite constant statements to the contrary. Children under the age of 10 exposed to SCP-6059 will begin to worship the entity after approximately 20 minutes of exposure. Worship typically takes the form of prostrating in a ring around the pit containing SCP-6059, reciting grandiose statements of SCP-6059's supposed might and power, and throwing slices of Chuck E. Cheese pizza into the pit. Addendum 6059-1. Interviews with SCP-6059. Interview 1, October 27, 2021. Interviewed, SCP-6059. Interviewer, Dr. Zacharias Rosemary. Footnote 1. Researcher from the Department of Anomalous Ambassadors, a Foundation branch dedicated to improving communication between personnel and anomalies. Forward. The following interviewer was conducted following the successful containment of SCP-6059. Begin log. Dr. Rosemary unzips the mesh netting surrounding SCP-6059's pit. Following instructions from on-site command, he carefully steps in, the balls reach his knees. Dr. Rosemary. Hello? Anyone here? SCP-6059 pops up from the balls several meters from Dr. Rosemary. SCP-6059. Hey. Yeah, hey, Are you balls? What? Thing in my pit. Are you balls? No, I'm a human being. Get out, get out, get out, get out, leave, 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 get out, leave! SCP-6059 continues shouting as it begins throwing plastic balls at Dr. Rosemary. Dr. Rosemary attempts to engage conversation, but is unsuccessful. SCP-6059's assault continues until Dr. Rosemary leaves the pit. SCP-6059 looks towards the exit of the pit and appears to form the approximation of a frown before vanishing back beneath the balls. End log. Closing statement. Several other members of site personnel attempted to engage SCP-6059 in conversation following Dr. Rosemary's attempt. SCP-6059 responded the same way to each. Dr. Rosemary was reassigned once it was determined the entity's reaction was not unique to him, and a new plan for interviewing was drafted. This plan included the creation of a pause system designed to punish the entity for poor behavior. Interview 2, October 29, 2021. Interviewed, SCP-6059. Interviewer, Dr. Rosemary. Forward. Dr. Rosemary is provided a family-sized Chuck E. Cheese pizza to provide as an offering to SCP-6059. Footnote 2. This practice was developed after watching security footage involving SCP-6059 before containment. Chuck children were frequently seen throwing entire pizzas into the pit that held the entity. Begin log. Dr. Rosemary approaches the pit with the pizza. He opens the mesh netting and holds the box over the pit. SCP-6059 erupts from the balls beneath the pizza, bites down, and drags the offering into the pit. Dr. Rosemary. Feeling okay, SCP-6059? More willing to chat now? SCP-6059. You have pleased me with the sacrifice. You may speak, non-ball. Right. Okay, let's just start with the basics. What are you? Tell me, mortal, have you ever had an enlightened experience in a pit? What? Have you ever had an enlightened experience in a pit? Hold on. I have no clue what you're trying to ask me here. Have you ever been blessed by the pit of balls, left with the mark of the divine, touched by a higher power? I guess. When I was a kid, I got pink eye from a McDonald's ball pit. Do you mean something like that? Yes, this is it. You have been touched by my blessing. You are a prophet of the pit. All right, that's lovely, SCP-6059. That didn't answer my question, though. Oh, didn't it? No, it didn't. SCP-6059 is silent for several moments. It suddenly begins shouting and throwing balls at Dr. Rosemary and continues until Dr. Rosemary leaves the pit. SCP-6059, if you don't behave, you're going to get a timeout. SCP-6059 throws another ball at Dr. Rosemary, hitting him between the eyes. Alright, timeout it is. Wait! Dr. Rosemary institutes the recently developed pause plan, turning off the lights and leaving the room. SCP-6059 angrily throws a ball at the mesh netting of the pit every few minutes. Eventually it appears to settle down and begin looking for personnel. Turn the lights back on, mortal. Release me from this timeout immediately. SCP-6059 sinks into the pit, staring at the netting. It makes soft whining noises. Please come back. End log. Closing statement. Dr. Rosemary returned after 30 minutes. He explained behavioral expectations to SCP-6059 and informed the entity that a failure to cooperate and behave would result in another pause. The entity agreed to the terms set forth. Interview 3, October 31st, 2021. Interviewed, SCP-6059. Interviewer, Dr. Rosemary. Begin log. Dr. Rosemary throws another family-sized Chuck E. Cheese pizza into SCP-6059's pit. Dr. Rosemary. Alright, 6059. Are we ready to behave? SCP-6059 pops up from the pit, eating the pizza. It nods. Good. We both got off on the wrong foot, so let's start over. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I need you to answer honestly. Alright? SCP-6059. Those terms are acceptable, mortal. Alright. First question, same as before. What are you? I am Botula, god of the pit. God of the pit? Yes. I hold divine power over the pit and all within. Alright. I can accept that. Now, when you say the pit, you mean... The pit and its many balls are my domain. I oversee them and their blessings. So, is that just this ball pit or all of them? I haven't seen you make much of an attempt to leave here. I am more than capable of leaving my pit. I am all-powerful. Okay. Leave the pit then. SCP-6059 stares at Dr. Rosemary. It begins reaching to grab a ball. Make smart choices, SCP-6059. SCP-6059 puts the ball down. My domain is the pit. This pit. I appreciate you being honest with me. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. You have more of a domain than most people. I gotta ask though, why this pit? This is my pit. It is my domain. SCP-6059, please respond to the question. You know I want more of an answer than that. SCP-6059 goes silent and appears to recoil slightly. It's okay, SCP-6059. There's nothing to be upset about. You can talk to me. I woke up here. And that is all. I woke up here. SCP-6059 appears to breathe slightly faster. So, this is your divine pit then. Okay, I understand. And that thing with those children? My divine servants, loyal subjects who sung my praises and brought me offerings. 6059, you had like 20 children worshipping you. What were you even doing? A god is nothing without followers. Followers spread word of your power and gain you influence. With followers, worshippers, you are remembered as mighty in the pantheon. With worshippers, you gain offerings and you live forever. But why children? They are like me. I feel kinship to them. SCP-6059 watches as Dr. Rosemary records notes. It cocks its head slightly. Mortal, are you a children? No, sweetie. I'm in my 30s. Then why do you bring me offerings? Why do you write down the stories of my exploits? I do not feel my influence working upon you, yet you perform these steps of worship regardless. Huh? Oh, I guess I have been taking notes. Have you accepted the glory of the balls? Have you decided to become a follower of mine? Nothing quite that exciting, 6059. Don't overthink it. Anyway, I think we're done for today. There are a few things I need to look into. See you soon, okay? Wait! Dr. Rosemary exits the pit and leaves SCP-6059's chamber. Come back! End log. Footage following this interview shows SCP-6059 acting irritably. The entity is seen throwing balls against the mesh netting for several hours before it ceases and appears to stare towards the ceiling. After approximately 1 hour, it sinks back into the pit. Interview 4, November 1st, 2021. Interviewed, Dr. Rosemary. Interviewer, SCP-6059. Forward. SCP-6059 requested an interview with Dr. Rosemary following the prior interview, to which Dr. Rosemary agreed. Begin log. SCP-6059. Hey, think in my pit. Are you— Oh! Mortal! It is you! Dr. Rosemary. Yeah, what's up? You wanted to talk to me? Yes, since we last spoke, I have been bothered greatly. Alright, let it out, bud. I have always been content with my pit and my balls. The worshippers I had were few, but I was content. I was above them. I am the mighty god of the pit. And something is wrong. I feel wrong. Oh, you're being really serious about this. Okay, yeah, go ahead. When I first awoke, it was just me and my pit. There was this feeling for something, though I do not know what. All I knew is that I was divine, and the pit was mine. Eventually, I met the children, and they were kind to me, worshipped me, made me feel important. When I was brought here, the feeling began again. My worshippers were gone. It was just myself and the pit. This was upsetting, but I am unsure why. Then you come and begin speaking with me, and the feeling would go away. But you would leave, and that feeling would return. Why is that? Well, honestly, part of it is because I'm assigned to you. I need to take care of you and ensure that you're okay. You did not have to bring an offering with you this time, though. Dr. Rosemary takes the family-sized Chuck E. Cheese pizza he'd been concealing. He smirks. You noticed, huh? You were not required to come this time either. To be honest with you, 6059, I didn't come because I have to. I came because I want to learn about you, and mostly because I think you just need a friend. What is a friend? Is it balls? Nah, a friend is someone you care about, not because they worship you or anything, but because you respect them and enjoy their company. You give them things because you feel like it, or because it's the right thing to do. They listen to you and care about you, not because they have to, but because they can. I do not understand. Honestly, 6059, I could tell talking to you that you'd been through something. I don't know what that thing was, but you don't need to be alone. Are you my friend, Doctor? Yeah, I am. If that's something you would like. SCP-6059 throws a ball at Dr. Rosemary, striking him between the eyes. Yeah, I would. End log. Drawing by SCP-6059 and Dr. Zacharias Rosemary, drawn during an enrichment activity. Thank you for listening to SCP-6059. If you enjoyed this SCP, please like and subscribe, and follow the link in the description at the SCP Wiki, and vote it up to support it and the SCP Wiki as a whole.